Yes, so yeah, everybody testify you are good. You are good, Jehovah, you are good. Everybody testify you are good. You are good, Jehovah, you are good. Everybody testify you are good. You are good, Jehovah. What's up? It's your boy JFK. We're in the building, man. It's a late night edition. It's your boy GFK on the ones and twos. Friday night, it's me and you. We're hanging out. What's going on with you? Hope you had a great day. I'm gonna make your night better. It's your boy GFK on the mic, on the ones and twos. This is the late night version, my guy. If you are here falling, let me know. Let me know. Let me know you are here. Let me know you are here. I know it's late. I know it's late, but man, I had to jump in. I had to jump in. I had to jump in because there's too much foolishness going on. There's too much foolishness going on. Like I said in the flyer, man, you have to free Megan. Yo, you have to free Megan and Harry, y'all. You have to leave them alone. Leave their father alone. If you are here, drop me a line. Let me know you are here. Once again, this your boy JFK. It's the late night edition. We're gonna call this one the night ride. It's your boy. I'm here to make your night good. It's Friday night. I'm gonna make you feel better. You know what I'm saying? Like, just hang out, chill out with your boy. It's the nighttime edition. This season, the builder. What's going on, brother man? Hardworking man. It's a nighttime Friday night edition of JFK Live, and we're gonna be doing it up nice. You know what I mean? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We're about to be stimulated. We're about to get ungranulated, if you will. If you're here, drop me a line. First of all, I'm gonna start it off with fire. What do you guys think about the Meghan and Harry situation? I say free them, guy. Free Meghan, free Harry. Is it your racism? Ah. I see all these people trying to defend the royal family, and I don't understand what's going on. Please, can you explain to me why people are trying to defend the royal family against Meghan and Harry? Do you know the royal family more than Harry? What's going on? What's going on? The guy said that somebody asked him if his child was going to be white or black, and you are here arguing and saying it's a lie. Is it your child? Were you there? How dare you? How dare? And then I see British people. I'm going to go a little British right now, yeah. So explain this to me, yeah. Your forefathers, your ancestors colonized entire continents, right? Enslaved entire generations of people we're talking about, and they raped so many lands, yeah? You understand what I'm saying? The British Empire, yeah, went into Africa, went into India, destroyed the land, oppressed the people for ages, for eons, yeah? That is the definition of racism, prejudice, discrimination, all of that. The United Kingdom, the British Empire, the royal family is famous for colonizing people of other races, right? Like the British Empire is famous for destroying entire continents of people who look different than the British. That's your entire history, yeah? That's your claim to fame, isn't it? Now we're talking about racism and the royal family, and some of you have the nerve to be outraged. I don't understand it. This is your thing, isn't it? This is your thing. Racism, right? Prejudice, oppression, discrimination. The British royal family, the imperial system is based on this. So I don't understand. Somebody help me understand why this outrage when Meghan says there's racism in the royal family. Like, yes, this is what they do. This is what they're about. We have pages. Yo, Tunde, you're the man I need to talk to right now. Tunde, talk to me. What's going on in England, yeah? Why are people outraged that Harry and Meghan are talking about the royal family being racist? Is it a new thing? Is there anyone on earth who does not already know that there's racism at the core of the royal family, right? Imperialism, that entire experiment with colonization, yeah? It's all about racism, isn't it? Why are people outraged? Who's outraged? Who's shocked? Now I saw William come out and say that the royal family is by no means racist. Well, brother, maybe in your generation we might have a shot at that, but that's not your history, bruv. William, that's not your history. I'll tell you a secret, William. In case you don't already know this, yeah, the entire Buckingham Palace right now is probably filled with artifacts, right, from lands that the British royals raided, but like ages ago, right? I mean, the couch you're sitting on is probably a racist couch. I'm sorry. Austin is in the building, my brother. Explain this to me. Tunde, you from the UK, I need you to make me understand this. What is the outrage about? The racism is clear. We all know it, innit? So what exactly is the problem? Is it the Megan is the one talking about it? Is that the problem? Or the fact that because we have Twitter now, Twitter and everything, and the royal family is afraid of being cancelled, and all those who love royalty are afraid of being cancelled. Is that why they're feigning outrage? Is that why Piers Morgan is walking off of his own TV show? Because it can't be because you're shocked that someone accused the royal family of racism. That cannot be it. Because the royal family is built entirely, right, on a system of racism that morphed into colonization, innit? You took entire continents as slaves because of the color of their skin, which formed the basis for your ability to look at them as less than human beings, right? Racism is in the DNA of the British royal family. Right, Telsey's in the building. What's going on? Oh my goodness, good to see you. Right, this is my fake British accent, yeah? I needed to use that for this story because I don't understand. I don't understand. And Tunde's here, he's not talking to me. Tunde, you're not talking to me about what's going on in the UK. Why are British people acting surprised that someone's saying that the British family, royal family, is racist? Explain. I have no clue what's going on. Because it's either you have no idea. Hey, Tiama, Monday, I didn't even use in the video. Nice salutes. Yo, yeah, Tunde, love it, man. Talk to me. The outrage is simply of emotional shock for those who thought racism is a thing of the past within the royal family. Tunde, that's messed up. That's not possible. It's not possible. How can you look at the royal family and not understand that the history of racism doesn't just disappear, right? Colonization, the effects of colonization are still with us, innit? Right? Yo, British accent, I'm trying it out. Tunde's here is going to let me know if it's working or not. But I feel like this story deserves me to pretend to be British for a minute. And I just can't understand it, yeah? Because you have Meghan telling everyone that she's been treated a certain way in the royal family. And it's like, yeah, we know. I didn't need Meghan to tell me that she was treated like that. I did not need that. From the moment Harry met Meghan, she was treated like that, right? And I don't even know why anyone can be surprised. Now, here's the other part of the story, innit? Right. So Meghan tells Oprah that someone in the royal family raised concerns about whether or not Archie would have a certain skin tone when he was born, yeah? Austin, I'm trying, Austin. I'm trying. It's not really my thing, is it? But I gotta try it. Thank you, Tunde. So Tunde, talk to me about Archie, yeah? So Archie's not born yet, and someone's telling Harry that, right, you're having the baby with this girl, she's mixed. We don't know what the baby's gonna look like. It might come out with a strange color. We need to be prepared for that. Here's my issue with those who are trying to make it look like, oh, that didn't happen. In what universe are you standing there confidently saying that a racist statement wasn't made in the British royal family? Are you nuts? Are you out of your mind? You're completely mental, aren't you? You're mental. You don't think that there'd be racist statements, prejudicial statements, biased statements going on inside Buckingham Palace? Are you all right? Buckingham Palace is a place where they don't even think that someone like Diana, should have come in there, right? Because she wasn't royalty, was she? That was one of the problems with Diana. She was too much of a commoner. As a matter of fact, we find out that for Kate, right? Kate was also like treated a little bit like, oh, where's she coming from? Yeah, Kate Middleton, right? Because she wasn't royalty, so she had to fight a little bit, and that's why people coming out and saying, well, Meghan can't really say anything because Kate went through the same thing. What I'm telling you is it's not right. It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Oh, Meghan should be quiet because she's not the only one. Are you mental? That's precisely why someone needs to speak out, because it's been happening. And what Meghan is telling you, that on top of the fact that she's not royalty, she's also half black, right? So the prejudice that exists in the history of the royal family, they have class-based prejudice, and now they have racially based prejudice, which no one can deny, because they had an entire economic system designed around the idea that black people on the African continent were not able to govern themselves. So the white man from England had to come over and run things and take a few things, right? So we're not arguing about that, are we? Missy said, they're lucky that Harry didn't marry some sister from Zimbabwe. Yeah, Bessie, this is my issue, right? It's my issue. Like, even Meghan is in a fight, right? Look at Archie, beautiful Archie. Young man looks closer to his dad in complexion than his mom's black side, right? And we're still having this conversation, innit? I mean, Meghan is not even Meghan herself is mixed. She does have a white side and a black side, but that's not enough, is it? And everyone's talking about, oh, that's the tabloids. Well, we all know that if the tabloids get to a certain point where the British royal family wanted to make them hear it, they will let them have it. But they let them go after Meghan because they were not feeling Meghan themselves. Now, here's the other issue, right? Thank you. Tunde is here. I love this. Tunde said there are other, let me read this out. So there are other things that happen on a daily basis in the palace that are far worse than the color of the child's skin. And the comment was said to Harry. Thank you, Tunde. Thank you, brother. Thank you, bruv. This is the thing I put down on my post earlier. Like, why is it Harry gets told something derogatory about his son? Yeah. I'm going to talk about that later. That's absolutely nuts to me that anyone would tell a father, you know, something about their unborn child that would be less than complimentary. Like, don't say anything, right? Don't say anything. If you can't say good things, don't say anything. Why would you tell a father that, you know, you're concerned about the color of his unborn son? I mean, those are fighting words. I'll leave that aside, right? So Harry gets that spoken to him, right? But Meghan is the one telling Oprah, and everyone's going nuts after Meghan. I mean, it's like it's more racism on top of the racism that she's complaining about, isn't it? Because she's not the one who really said that someone said this to her. She's not the one relating that story. But she's been called a liar, yeah, because she said it. But Harry's the one who actually heard these words. But most people, they skip over Harry and they're attacking Meghan. And I still don't understand what you're trying to do by defending the royal family on this matter. First of all, this is not the first time, is it? Like Tunde says, the palace is filled with intrigue of all kinds of prejudicial behavior. And if you want to come at me and suggest that, oh, Meghan, no, they couldn't defend Meghan because of her behavior, and that's not up to them, that it's on her, miss me with that nonsense. Miss me with that. Because you got Prince Andrew over here, you know, like Epstein's best friend, you know, who probably should be in front of an FBI agent right now, questioning him about the sex parties he used to have with Epstein, right? But he's now he's in hospital. We hope he gets better, but doesn't change the conversation, doesn't it? Does it? That he's a walking, talking advertisement for jail, but he gets to walk around. Andrew gets to walk around when he's better. He gets to walk around Buckingham Palace and retaining all the accolades of royalty, even though he's credibly accused of being a partner to Epstein on child sex cases, right? So Andrew's all right. Andrew's all right with us. But Meghan, oh, she wore pants. Are you mental, bruv? Yeah, well, about Monday, that's it. It was all like, are you mental, bruv? Explain that to me, right? That Andrew, who really should be, if he gets better from the hospital, who really should be in front of an FBI agent, or MI6 agent, MI5, whoever's in charge of this, Scotland Yard should be talking to him about the Epstein thing with the child trafficking, right? The child sex trafficking. This is the same Andrew, but he gets to retain all royalty to his name, isn't it? You know, he's a prince and everything, right? But Meghan, now I don't know. I mean, whatever her crime is, oh, she and Harry deserve to have nothing to do with the royal family anymore. Oh, they're the black sheep. For what? Why? Because they didn't want the paparazzi destroying them, right? And then the nerve. Here's the thing I don't understand. If you hear drop me a line, I'm gonna start reading the comments I hear, man. Yo, and Tunde is exactly right. There's so much going on in the palace, right? Where there should be a lot more outrage about Andrew. There should be a lot more outrage about so many things, yeah. But you're all gonna turn around and attack Meghan. It's absolutely it's just nuts. And I'll tell you this: I'm not saying this because I think Meghan is a saint, yeah, right? I don't think Meghan is a saint. I don't think Harry is a saint. But Meghan and Harry do not have to be saints for you and I to understand that there is racism in Buckingham Palace. It's absurd to me that you would have grown up in this world, understanding the history of the entire royal family and the imperial system, and you have the nerve to be upset that they were accused of racism. It's amazing to me. That's disingenuous. That's like you know the truth, but you don't want to talk about it. That's all that is, because you know the truth, don't you? Right? When was the last time there was anything black, in Buckingham Palace? Are you serious right now? You're all going to pretend like it's news to you that that the British royal family is not the most racially friendly. Are you all right? It's a family that's entirely built on colonialism and imperialism, but you're going to stand there and be outraged that they're accused of making racist statements? Bruv, you're mental. You're mental. Yeah. So this is Harry didn't say the name of the person who made the remarks because he knew it would cause senior members of the royal family a whole lot of trouble. And he said that, innit? He said that, right? Like, I'm not gonna name names because I know as soon as I do, it's a firestorm, right? But come off it. You're going to go after a man for simply being upset that someone is talking about his son in a derogatory manner because he has African ancestry, and you're gonna take the side. This is what I don't understand with these people. You're gonna find yourself when history looks at this. You're gonna find yourself on the side of the oppressors, isn't it? You're gonna find yourself on the side of those who colonized the entire world, and you're gonna join them to shout down Meghan, right? Yeah, Buckingham Palace is synonymous with whiteness, right? This is not news. This is not news at all. And I just can't get my head around it. And I just leave Meghan alone, leave Harry alone. And I'll tell you one thing. I'll tell you one thing. In addition, they have every right to go and do an interview, write books, release albums about their experiences. They have that right. You have no right to come out here and say, oh, if they really wanted to be private, then why did they do an interview? Bruv, jump in a lake. Jump in a lake right now. I'm watching you jump in a lake. No, I take that back. It's not who I am, is it? I'm a little upset, but it's not who I am. Don't jump in a lake. Just listen to me, yeah? That's dumb, bruv. That's mental, right? They have the right to their story. They have the right to tell their story. They have the right to let the world know what's happening to them. And I want you to really ask yourself, I want you to ask yourself, what how bad would it have been to make Harry renounce royalty? You really got to think about it, innit? Because my man, I mean, men's is not letting go of the crown or whatever being a royal affords you. Men's is not letting go of that unless there's a major issue in it. Like if you're not at the point where you feel like your wife is. I mean, Megan said she was at some point she didn't want to live anymore, and you will just skip over that. All of you just run over that and want to talk about, oh, how dare she? Like, this woman just told you that she was suicidal at a point because of how she was treated. And instead of you to take a minute and think about that, you're off trying to defend the royals, the ones that enslaved entire continents, enslaved people in Africa and India for ages. Those are the ones you want to defend. Those are the ones you're trying to tell us are not racist. Come on, bruv. Come on, you can't be serious. Like the entire system is built on racism, bruv. Discrimination is the name of the palace, bruv. Right. Yo. Let me see this. Bissy said this. Yeah. I believe if Megan was a Brit, she would have voiced this thing. Piers Morgan. Don't get me started on Piers Morgan. I found him so moronic. He's such an idiot. He's such an idiot. Like there was no reason. There was no reason for Piers Morgan to act out like that, right? He's trying to be more of a royal than the royals, right? Like, does Piers Morgan believe he knows more about the royal family than Harry? Answer that for me. Do you think that Piers Morgan knows more about the royal family than Harry, whose actual family is the royal family? It's mind blowing, bruv. It's mind blowing. It's just grandstanding of the highest level. And for Piers Morgan to walk off his TV show like he knows the story better than Meghan and Harry, it's just absurd, isn't it? It's ridiculous. I mean, even the Queen was smarter than that. The Queen came out and said, "We're going to look into these allegations. These are serious allegations, and we're going to look into it." That's just wisdom. She's wise enough to realize that you're not going to go out there and make it look like Harry and Meghan are both lying. And tell me this: why is it that when Harry and Meghan decided to cut themselves off, the palace, at least publicly, did nothing to try to win them back? Right? They were just so happy for them to leave, weren't they? Like Harry was adopted. It's amazing to me, you know. Yeah, Tunde says the bane of the community in the UK are pushing for the name of the person that made the comment to be made public. Right. You know, everybody knows what's going to happen. They push out the name tonight, and all the papers are going to be filled with that name for the next couple of months. I don't know. I don't care who it is. Now, Harry already said it wasn't the Queen. It wasn't his father, Charles, and I know it wasn't his brother. So it's got to be someone else, right? It's got to be some other extended member of the family. But I can't get over the fact that people are behaving like they know the royal family better than Harry. I don't understand. Explain that to me. You're out here outraged. Why? Because you think it's a lie. So first of all, if you think that it's a lie, that there's racism in Buckingham Palace, I have a story to tell you about generations of racism, conducted in the name of the royal family. Are you out of your mind? There are entire continents right now who have their history books filled with how the royal family treated them like rubbish. That's a bigger scandal, bruv. That's a bigger scandal, right? Yeah, Tosin says, I know, suicidal, and no one cared about it. I think telling the story was a great way to heal. It is so wrong for people to bring her down for actually voicing out her experience. Allegations or not, the palace needs to be investigated if it's possible. And Meghan said so many things happen and cover it up. It's a big shame. Tosin, you're the best right now. That's my point. That's what I'm talking about. Of all institutions to defend against a charge of racism, miss me with the royal family. Yeah, just miss me with that. It's insane. The royal family's history with racism is the history of the world, bruv. So you don't need Meghan to tell you they're racist. Now, I'll give them this. Maybe over the years, right? But the new generation, after all, Harry is from the royal family, and he found the love of his life, in this woman who'd been divorced, who's from a family, mixed race. So he's a member of the royal family, and he saw that beautiful woman. He didn't care what her ancestry was, man. He fell in love. So there is a generation of the royals that can legitimately claim that they're not into racism or prejudice, yeah, right? But that does not absolve the institution of racism, does it? Right? So you can have some members of your family that are not racist. It doesn't mean that when a charge of racism is leveled against your family, that just because of those two people, we get to just say it's a lie. Especially when we know that your family has a history of not just racism, of outright enslavement, right? Of people of different colors. So How, let's just stop the nonsense. Stop the nonsense. You have no right to be outraged at a charge of racism against the British royal family, the imperial family. Are you out of your mind? Bruv, that's the foundation of the royal family, isn't it? Colonization, racism, discrimination. It's what they're about. Now, if you want to tell me that they've changed, I'll tell you one thing, right? Telling me the royal family is different now and they're not racist anymore, right? The worst way to go about that is to treat the first, what do I call her? The first daughter, the first royal daughter of mixed race. Treating her the way they just did doesn't inspire confidence, does it? It does not help me believe that they're ready to change, right? Because they failed, right? This is a test. Meghan is a test of whether or not the royal family was ready to embrace a new world, right, with different races. And Archie was coming, and they failed the test, didn't it? They didn't protect her. They did not, and they were. It looks like they were happy to see her leave. They were ready to let go of Harry if it meant not having to deal with Meghan. So say what you will about that. That does give rise to the concern that there's a racist component to that. Kate had problems with the family, as we've come to find out, but they ended up embracing her, right? So you can't tell me that that has nothing to do with the fact that she has nothing, in her, that she's not black, right? She's not half black. She's not a third black. This is the issue, right? So this is a matter that really riles me up, right? Free Meghan, free Harry, leave them alone. You don't know their story. They have a right to tell their story. And for crying out loud, don't you talk to me about how the royal family is not really racist, knowing fully well that the entire imperial history is a history of racism. It's not Racism doesn't even cover it. Are you out of your mind? Are you mental, bruv? Just a constant people who run around trying to defend the royal family. Piers Morgan is a knucklehead. He's a knob. He's a right knob because he has nothing to tell Harry about Harry's family. Do you understand where I'm coming from? Bloody hell, mate. Right on, right on. I don't even talk like this. Let me tell you a secret, yeah? I picked up a few cuss words with a British accent, right? I've picked up a few words that they're not nice, they're rude words, they're rude, right? Like what something a British person would say if they wanted to cuss you out. But I'm not going to say them, I'm not going to use them because I'm not comfortable cussing, right? The closest I'll get to cussing, as in my fake British accent, is bloody hell, mate. Bloody hell. What's going on? What's going on? I mean, this is just mental, innit? What's going on? It's your boy JFK. You guys are in the building. It's late and you're dropping in. I appreciate you. Drop me a line if you're here. Let me know you feel it. You can share the video, right? Again, this is in defense of Meghan, in defense of Harry. Leave them alone. They have a right to tell their story. And like Tosin just said very powerfully, how in the world do you listen to an interview where a woman is saying she was suicidal because of the treatment she was experiencing, and all you can see is how dare she attack the royal family? It tells me a little something about you, right? It tells me a little something about you. Like you would hear that interview, watch that interview, and have no feelings about a woman saying she was suicidal, and you just go skip to the part where like, how dare she attack the royal family? Get off. I don't know what to say to you. If you are here trying to defend the royal family on this matter, like, when you're done defending the royal family, right, on this, I'm going to need you to come over and defend the royal family on colonialism and imperialism, right? There's just so much of work for you over there, in it. There's a lot of work for you over there when you're done with this, right? Listen, all right, I'm gonna leave you like that, innit? And first of all, I want to say congratulations to everyone who's going to be getting a stimulus check, right? You deserve that. Use that. I hope it helps you. Yeah. Now I'm going to come back down, from the United Kingdom. I'm going to come back here over to States. Yeah. I'm going to come stateside, innit? Yes, so it's your boy. Yo, like I said, I'm sorry for the late night. BC. DC, have you gotten your stimulus? Are you stimulated? Is there a stimulant in the atmosphere of your surroundings? No. As soon as you see the stimulant, please hit me up. Let me know. Let me understand. Hey, they have science stimulus, my guy. But yo, let's talk about the stimulus. Let's talk about the stimulus. Let's talk about the stimulus. Yo, one of the things I want to tell everyone is like, look, I'm upset. I'm upset on behalf of a lot of people that will be excluded from getting this money, right? I feel bad. I feel bad. I feel bad. I feel bad. Because I just feel like, you know what? People who got like $600, under Donald Trump, but now they've been, cut out because of their income under this stimulus. I really feel it's a problem. I really feel it's a problem. There are many of us who, they're, by God's grace, it's only because when they use combined family figures, then you qualify, right? Because for some people, if for instance, if both spouses are making, let's say, 75K each, 80K, 90K, and both of you, you kind of edge out yourself and you end up with 165, 170K as a family, as a couple, all of a sudden you're not qualified for the stimulus. And all this joy you are seeing, everybody's saying, yo, I'm getting money, I'm getting money. All of a sudden, you're too rich to get that. And I don't think it's fair. Now, don't get me wrong. I understand you have to cut it off at some point so it doesn't look like you're just giving people money who don't need it. I get that. But for you to cut it off at a point earlier than the previous checks that went out, I just feel like I understand that that's a compromise they had to reach for people like Joe Manchin and Sinema, all these red Democrats, for them to agree to sign off on this bill and whatever. I just feel like there should have been more of a fight. They should have. I would have allowed you to give them concessions in other things to allow for this change to never happen. Because as much as some of us are going to be dancing, yo, Chairman Monday said, don't mention the Manchin and Sinema. I mean, unfortunately, they're going to be a really important part of Joe Biden's presidency, at least for his first 2 years. It's sad, but I mean, it's really it's costing us a lot, because there's no reason why anybody who got money under Trump should now lose out on getting money under Biden. It should be better for them. Things should be better. They should be looking up. If I was somebody who now, because many of us narrowly missed the cutoff, right? Because by God's grace, we are hoping that we're not here. You're not poor. You're not broke. You've been people who you've been working all your life. You've been doing hard work, husband and wife, trying to build something for your family, and it's almost like you're getting punished right now for doing well. Now, I normally wouldn't say that, because I know that people who are doing so well that this 1,400 doesn't mean anything to them. But I just feel like it's difficult to choose where to cut it off. But at the very least, don't cut it off at a new spot where the people who got money last year all of a sudden don't have money now. I feel like that's a major issue. I don't know if it can be remedied. I don't know if it can be dealt with, but Joe needs to find something. You need to find, if there's a way to compensate the people in that gap that have been cut off, that got something last time and they don't have anything now. Please, you need to fix it, because that you just created a pool of enemies. Because I promise you, if I was one of those people who got like the 600, and now in this stimulus, I'm being told that I don't qualify, trust me, I'm not your friend. That I don't care what you do after this, I'm not your friend. So I think that's a big loophole in this stimulus package. I see my people also upset about the $15 minimum that was cut out. I'm upset about that too, but I anticipated that. I felt like that was going to be the bargaining chip. I felt like that was going to be the piece that would be shaky enough to take out or put in. So I was never invested in getting the $15 minimum on this bill. I see that there's a lot of momentum state by state, to increase minimum wages, and I think that's probably going to be happening faster than trying to do a federal minimum wage. So for me, and I get it, it's a very disappointing thing that we couldn't get the $15 minimum wage increase under this, but I never expected this to be the venue for that, or the avenue for it. So I understand that. But aside, now that I've said what I don't like about it, ladies and gentlemen, Joe Biden has done it. Robinnette has fulfilled a major campaign promise, a $1.9 trillion stimulus COVID relief bill. I'm telling you, it's a big deal. I'm telling you, it's a big deal. Many of you have already heard different parts of it and what's good in it. They're talking about how it's going to help cut childhood poverty. It's cutting down childhood poverty because it has so many credits and payments for childcare and for families with children. So this is going to be something that's going to be really good for children. There's a lot of benefits for small businesses, a lot of grants, not even loans, not even loans. It's grants for small businesses. Now we know about a lot of the municipal COVID relief, money to localities, money to states. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you right now, it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. Now, this is above and beyond the checks that people are going to be getting. Some people are already getting the checks, which is another thing. They're coming in early. They're coming in way beyond the unemployment. They were able to retain $300 for unemployment extension, added on a month to it. So this bill just has so many beautiful things. Let me know what you feel about this stimulus package. But one of the things I wanted to bring out was like I was saying, for Joe Biden, this is so important. This sets the tone. This sets the tone. And many people are talking about how there was no was that Republican Party votes. All right. Many people are saying the Republicans didn't join in, didn't vote. I'm glad. I am personally so glad. This he said this. Mostly GOP with lower of standard of living are the ones getting this stimulus. Yeah. GOP states with lower standard of living are getting this thing. It's true, but a lot of other people are getting it too. So you're gonna have to take it like that. If some people you don't want to really, some people don't deserve it in many ways. People, you can imagine somebody who has been opposing Biden this whole time. Can imagine somebody or people who don't believe Biden is president. I mean, someone like that, if you get your check, you need to return it because you're getting a check from an illegitimate president, according to you. Am I saying something? If you do not believe that Joe Biden is the legitimate president, then you can't take this money, right? You can't take this money because Joe Biden signed this thing into law. If he's not the real president, if he's not legitimate president, if Donald Trump is still president, then you can't take any checks from Joe Biden. Otherwise, you're participating in the illegitimacy, right? So to all the people out there who feel like Donald Trump is the true president and he's coming back, I feel you. Do me a favor. When they send you that check, send it to me. When they send you the check, send it to me. Because you shouldn't be touching the check from a man who is an illegitimate president. If Trump won the election, don't be collecting no money from that imposter. You don't need to be collecting the money from that imposter, Joe Biden, Sleepy Joe. You don't need his money. He could keep his 1,400. He could keep his child care credits, right? Because he ain't your president. If Joe Biden ain't your president, then you can't take Joe Biden's money. You can't take the money he signed off on, right? You can't take his stimulus. So send the check to me. Inbox me. I'm going to get you my address. Return it back. He immediately becomes the president. Oh, that makes sense. So what you're telling me is that as soon as the stimulus arrives, you become clear. Things become clear. So the stimulus check is going to bring a lot of clarity to a lot of people, right? When the money hits your account, all of a sudden in that moment, Joe Biden becomes legitimate and Trump lost. And you're right, Tosin, because the survey shows that a lot of Republicans, so we have like 50 to 60% of Republicans, want the stimulus. They love the stimulus, right? But 75% of Republicans think Donald Trump is the legitimate president. So reconciling those numbers, I don't know math much, but that means there's a cross section of people who do not think that Biden won, but who love the stimulus that Biden is bringing. And I just feel like that conflict should keep you up at night. You should not be able to sleep with that conflict. Because once you accept his money, you've betrayed Donald Trump. Yes. You're a traitor to Trump. If you accept Joe Biden's stimulus, you're a traitor to Trump, and he doesn't forget. Trump does not forget. So be careful how you accept stimulus from illegitimate presidents. And I said, I'm happy that GOP did not join them in this thing. I'm so glad. I want history to record it. I want history to record it that when the stimulus was passed, the GOP did not participate. They did not help us get the money we needed. They did not help us with vaccines. I want history to record it. Do you notice that some of them, some of these rubbish GOP senators are going around taking credit for parts of the bill, and they have the nerve to say, "Well, there's some things I didn't like in the bill, but I will speak about the things I like." No, you don't get to do that. You voted no on the bill. You voted no to both the good and the bad parts of the bill. You voted no. You don't get to do ribbon cuttings. It's like, it's amazing to me, you know? Yeah, this is right. And it's like, all these people that said no to the stimulus, it's their constituents that are going to be getting money left and right, getting child care credit left and right, getting unemployment extension left and right from the stimulus they rejected. It's amazing. How do these guys sleep at night? Yeah. Somebody says, I wish Dems can be a little more aggressive on issues like they are not going to spare them on all issues. Most of them are hypocrites. You're exactly right, sir. You're exactly right. And I'll be honest with you. I think with this climate, we've seen a little bit of fight from the Democrats. If you listen to Chuck Schumer in the last couple of days, and he was asked whether or not he's worried that this bill was not bipartisan, Chuck Schumer actually spoke with some spine. Chuck Schumer said, "Look, during Obama time, we made a mistake. And the mistake was trying to please the Republicans, trying to be bipartisan. And so they ended up compromising a lot of the things we wanted to do. We cut down our stimulus during Obama time so that we can get some Republicans to sign on, like Susan Collins." And Schumer singing a new song. He said, "We're not going to do that this time around." That's what I said. When Biden took over, I remember posting like one warning I gave him: do not, because you want to compromise the Republicans, turn back on your promises to the American people. The problem with Democrats is that even when they're doing good things, they allow so much compromise that the good they're doing looks bad. It looks bad. And there's a brother of mine that I want to fight. I'm going to have a fight with him. Me and him are going to fight after school. He's taller than me. He can beat me. No, I'll not even admit that. What's that? He can't beat me. I don't know if he can beat me. That's what fighting is for, so we can find out who will win. So I'll call the brother now and let him know that we are fixing a fight, right? Because I'm fighting him because me and him are always having this argument about whether or not the Republicans and Democrats, whether there's any point or any distinction between them. And there's a lot of, especially younger people, they're so jaded that, every time you talk about politics, they always come out and say, "Oh, there's no difference, Republican, Democrat, they're all the same." And that always gets to me because I'm like, that is so inaccurate, that is so untrue, and that it dismisses all the little things and the big things that we see progressively when you have the right people in office, right? You're not asking for miracles. That's the first thing. I do not look to any politicians or any political party to solve all the problems, to even solve most of the problems. But I do give recognition to a political party that is interested in helping people. Mm. You know what I'm saying? There's a difference between the political parties, and I hate it when people want to talk as if they are the same. I hate it when people want to talk as if they are the same. There's a difference between the political parties, and that's what we're experiencing today. Look at the difference. Just, I don't know about you, there's a peace of mind. There's a peace of mind about the White House that many of us have now. We're not worried. Do you understand that? We're not worried about the president's tweets. We're not worried about what's the latest madness that's coming out of the White House. People are not running around with headlines in newspaper offices and TV stations trying to report on the latest scandal. Do you understand that? Biden was president for 50 days plus. It's been peaceful. I don't care who you are. You have to be honest with yourself. Be honest about this. Has it or has it not been a peaceful 50 days with Joe Biden as president? Be honest with yourself. Now, just tell the truth. Forget about, your political party. Has it or has it not been a more peaceful 50 days with the new president than it has been in the 4 years of Donald Trump? The answer to that question is yes, unequivocal, unequivocally. It's been a quieter world. It's really been a better nation in the first 50 days. It's been a better nation. The anxiety level is lower. That's just the truth. Donald Trump is such a polarizing figure. Every time he talks, every time he does anything, his supporters go, his opponents go, oh. That's all Donald Trump has represented for the 4 years he was in office. You have to admit that Biden as president has been boring, yes, but that also means uneventfully quiet and peaceful. That's what that means when they say Biden is boring. What you're saying is things are normal. That's what you're saying. I love it every time they say Biden's presidency is boring. I'm like, thank God. Mr. Monday, you're exactly right. No more palpitations. No more palpitations. You wake up and you hear a story about the presidency and you just roll your eyes because there's not a big deal. Nothing. The world is still safe. Not just that. And in fairness to Joe Biden, he's working, right? He's actually doing the job. He's doing the job. And that's why a lot of us don't even think about it. We don't think about it. Passing this stimulus package is a big deal. It's a big deal with the kind of things you have to deal with. To see you in the building, I'm feeling you tonight, Jerry. He says, oh, yes, you're right. And that's the Sleepy Joe walking and doing right, contrary to traumatic Trump. That's exactly right. I keep saying it for those that still want to hold on to some kind of mystery about Donald Trump. And I'm like, forget about everything else. The fact that the president of the United States, during his presidency, watched about 400,000 of his people die from a disease. And it never occurred to him at any point to hold a ceremony just to speak to the families of the dead, just to help the nation mourn, knowing that many people could not bury their dead. Many people could not even be in the hospital with their loved ones because of the disease. And the president of the United States that we had never thought of, even politically, forget about compassion, just as a political move, it never occurred to him to have a memorial service and have a moment of silence for us losing this many people in 1 year, right? That for me, that's why when morons, when idiots come up and say, how could Biden have won? Who supported him? I'm like, it's not about that. It's about the fact that Donald Trump watched people die. He didn't acknowledge them or their families, and those families waited for him at the ballot box. That's what happened. That's what happened. You see, the people that died of COVID, each person that died in COVID has a family. And in that family, there are people who can vote. And in those voting groups of those families, they were angry with the government. And they voted Trump out. You guys are looking for dead voters, looking for fake ballots, and none of that happened because none of that needed to happen. You don't need to rig an election against a president who is not smart enough to hold a moment of silence for over 300,000 people dying under his watch. That's it. You don't need to rig that election. You don't need to fake any ballot. The people will rise against such a leader. He can have his support. 75 million people can support him. But you will find 80 plus million people who are just waiting to tell him something about how they feel about him not even holding a moment of silence for dead Americans from COVID. Yeah, he did a photo up with the Bible doing BLM. He did a photo up with the Bible upside down in front of a cathedral to make himself look good to the evangelicals, Mr. Law and Order. But when you now lose 300, 400,000 people, you don't have anything in your mind. It's like, what kind of, even the staff, I wonder if they suggested it to him that, boss, you need to hold a memorial service. Just do that one thing. Let people know that you are aware that they've lost loved ones. He couldn't do that. And he's surprised that he lost the election. What do you think happened to all the people that marched during the Black Lives Matter protest? What do you think that happened to all the George Floyd protesters? Who do you think they voted for? You moron. Hey, Ramon is in the building. Ramon, have fun now, bro. Happy New Year. I agree. Both parties are different. However, when the outcome of issues remain the same, regardless of what parties in power, it's almost impossible for the miseducated to see the difference. An example of reference of the wealth gap between blacks. You're exactly right, bro. And that's why I say I don't go hard for like a political party in the sense of saying, oh, this party is better. But what I do not accept is the inability to do the hard work of deciphering what everybody stands for. You're not going to sit there and make it look like right now, if you get a $1,400 check, right? You're not going to sit there and pretend like, oh, both parties got you that check. You see what I'm saying? Like, don't do that. You can be like I said, like I started this segment saying I'm upset at the fact that some people are not going to get that check because all of a sudden the Democrats compromised and they reduced the threshold, the income threshold of those that will receive it. I'm really upset about that because many families, many of us missed. I mean, we could have missed out on that check if maybe the husband and wife were making large amounts of money. So you only have a situation where you're able to qualify, maybe because you had a bad year last year. That's why you're under the radar and you can collect the checks. So when you see compromises like that, Ramon, you're exactly right. It's hard to trust or to like any party, but we do. That doesn't mean that we have to close our eyes to the differences that we can see in front of us, right? You see Mitch McConnell, you see all the Republicans there on TV talking about how there's too much money in this bill. The same people that were jubilating and popping champagne when they give $2 trillion in tax breaks to the rich. Same people who said, "Oh, it's going to pay for itself," or when the economy begins to enjoy it. And that time, at that time, they made it look like they're going to create more jobs, and everyone could see that it was a lie because all those rich people who got those benefits, they just did stock buybacks, right? They just bought back their stocks. Because when people of a certain income level, when they get money, they don't spend it back into the economy because they have most of what they need, right? The middle class and the poor people, no, we're the ones who spend everything whatever we get. We got to buy groceries, we pay rent, we pay this, we pay that. So when they were giving that money to the rich, doing their tax cut, the 2 trillion, it was okay. It wasn't too much money then. Now we're trying to give the money to people to help them. All of a sudden, the GOP is telling us, "Oh, well, it's wasteful spending." So please spare me. Just miss me with this. I just feel like it's a lazy conversation to have when you're trying to make it look like both parties are the same. It's you just ignoring reality. You just don't want to see it, right? I told someone, there are people that don't realize that the first stimulus check we got last year, that it was a Democratic Party initiative. It was passed through Nancy Pelosi's House of Congress. Eventually, they agreed to it in the Senate when they saw that the stock market was crashing and the president signed it. They all did that reluctantly. They did it grudgingly. But someone that told me, well, the GOP also passed it. No, that was Nancy and the guys in the the Democratic Congress. It's the same folks. They're the same folks that wrote this bill too. They're the same folks that pushed this thing forward. They're the same folks that just passed a voting rights bill. They're the same folks that are working on an infrastructure bill. It's the Democratic Party, bruv. It's the Democratic Party. They're not perfect. They have issues. There's so many things about them. But don't sit there and pretend like everybody's doing the same thing. While they were passing this stimulus check, the GOP was on the floor of the House and the Senate talking about Dr. Seuss and Mr. Potato Head. How do you look at those two parties the same? How? How do you not see the difference? And that's why I tell people, and I told some of my young people also, like, oh, black people were brainwashed for always supporting the Democratic Party. I hear you. Well, you know better. I only have one question for you. When people like John Lewis, right? When people like Elijah Cummings, when they decide to go into politics and they go through the Democratic Party, does it occur to you that they know something? Does it occur to you that they understand which party is likely to give room for their ideas? I'm just asking a question, right? For every major hero of the African American community, minority community, even the Latino community in this country, even the Asian community, what am I saying? For every minority group, ask yourself if there's a hero, if there's a human rights activist you respect, if there's a leader in your community who has translated their leadership of that community into politics. I have a question for you. Which party are they likely to join? Which party are they likely to rise through and become leaders? Which party? Yeah, maybe that will give you a clue of what they're thinking. If you think you're so smart about what's good for black people and you know more, you know better, explain to me why most of our black leaders that we respect have done more of their work through a particular party, through the Democratic Party, the modern day Democratic Party. And that will give you a clue as to why many of us are in that party and why we vote in many cases for that party. I've said it many times. Many of us who are immigrants, someone for me from Nigeria, I would naturally, I would be a social conservative and a fiscal liberal. What am I talking about? I would be somebody who I would be for policies that are socially conservative in my natural state, right? From my upbringing and everything, my faith, my culture. I would be socially conservative, right? So when it comes to social cultural issues, I'll probably lean more Republican, right? But when it comes to fiscal policy, when it comes to welfare, when it comes to caring for poor people, when it comes to fighting for the little guy, when it comes to fighting for the downtrodden and the minorities, I know which party is more likely to take care of that. It's We know this. So it's just a question of what do you prioritize? And in my case, I end up on the side of saying, if there's a party that's willing to help the poor, willing to help the immigrant, willing to help the refugee, willing to help the discriminated against communities, I'm going to go with that because that weighs higher for me than what I would consider social conservative, cultural issues that will otherwise have pushed me to the other side. That's why I'm more of a policy person, not a party person. But I would say right now, there's a political party that aligns a lot policy wise with that part of me that wants to take care of other people, that wants to be taken care of when I'm in need. That's it. Stop this nonsense about being brainwashed. Black people are brainwashed for being in the Democratic Party and supporting it. No, it's pragmatic. We've done the math. We figured out which party is likely to take care of us or is likely to give us room to take care of ourselves. That's the difference. And I challenge you with that. Why is it that most of our quote unquote social cultural heroes in our communities end up, when they want to go into politics, end up through the Democratic Party? That's your clue that the two parties are not the same. The two parties are not equal, and it's only fitting that the first vice president, who's a woman, who has Asian roots and has African roots, it makes sense that she's vice president of a Democratic ticket. That's the natural kind of evolution there. So please, let's stop this nonsense. The Democratic Party has issues. They frustrate me all day. I think they're weak on some things. I don't agree on many of the things they allow within their ranks. But who am I to tell an entire party what to allow within its ranks when it's allowing me to have my say within its ranks? So please, if you collect this check, or if you get any benefit from this stimulus, or if the vaccine comes to you because of this expanded funding, please, I want you to make a note of it in your diary, so that the next time you vote or you're thinking about political parties, I want you to make a note and ask yourself, who has been helpful? That's it. Who has been more helpful to you right now in this hour of need, in this pandemic world, in the last year? Which party has been more helpful? Answer that question, right? Hmm. It's your boy JFK, man. Yeah, I can't believe you guys came in and fell in on me. If you're here, drop me a line. What do you think about the stimulus? There's a lot that I didn't get to. I started talking about Meghan and Harry. Those of you who missed it, please go watch the video from the top. I tried to do it in a with a British accent. So my British people, apologies. I know you guys. As soon as you hear it, you're gonna be like, "What's always wrong with these people? Everybody's always trying to do British accent." Please forgive me. I've been doing British accent or trying to do British accent since we used to watch some mothers do have them, Frank Spencer. So my own is different. Please forgive me. My own is different. But I'm telling you, thunder fire anybody who's trying to attack Meghan and Harry. Thunder fire you. Is it your Archie? Is it your discrimination? Is it your racism? Is it your maltreatment? Is it your Oprah interview? I can't believe people are trying to defend them. Yeah. Stimulus needs to be allocated per zip code. This across the board is rubbish. BC, you have come. You have come, BC. You are greedy somebody. You won't be happy. You won't be happy. You won't be happy with collecting stimulus. You want to stop another person from getting. My guy, let's focus on our stimulus. It's not your fault, though. If the Republicans had their way, or Joe Manchin, they would have cut stimulus. They would have reduced the threshold of who who can get stimulus. They would have said, if you are somebody who's making $10,000 a year, you are the only one that will get stimulus. Everybody else will go and drop in the lake. Many of us are in trouble because we have been going to work. Be careful what you wait. BC, you say they tax you heavy. I don't understand you. I don't understand you, BC. Collect your stimulus and go, my guy. You're talking about other people who should not be getting stimulus. Is it your stimulus? You see, I'm not down with that. It is when you are trying to stop some other people from getting stimulus that you did the whole thing. Let them release this money. BC, let them release this money. When you collect your stimulus finish, then you can start fighting them and asking, why is Kentucky getting stimulus? That's your business. That's your business. As for me, please, more stimulus for everybody. After this 1400, if they find more money in the couch, let them give it out again. But Monday, Baba Monday, help me ask him. He's been vexing about this. Some people are getting stimulus and they are Trump supporters and there are people who don't deserve it. I feel it. BC, I understand what you're saying. You know, we had this argument before where all these people come and attack New York, attack California, talking about, oh, your taxes are high, you know, you guys are rubbish cities. You know, and every time there's a disaster in New York, we go to Congress to get money to be disaster relief. People like Ted Cruz, people like all this Mitch McConnell will come on TV and say, this is a blue state bailout. We don't want to be part of a blue state bailout. These states need to figure out their own problems. These idiots will come out and talk as if it's not New York tax money and California tax money that is holding this entire experiment. So BC, I feel you. No, it's not as if I don't get it. All I'm saying is right now, you see me, I'm just practical. Right now, I don't want anything to stop the checks from going out. We barely made this cut for these checks. I don't want anything to stop these checks from going out. So for now, let them just give out the checks. In future, when if the Democrats get a stronger majority in the Senate and all that, there is a lot we can do to bring more equity to the process, right? But right now, man, we just need to do, because people are suffering, man. Forget this thing. It's been a full year of nothingness. If not for the grace of God. If not for the grace of God, it's a full year of nothing. So this stimulus must go out. And in fact, the child care credit is what, let me see. Everyone deserves stimulus, but New York getting 1,400 and Milwaukee getting the same. Milwaukee should be getting $300. That is it. You see, you're a wicked somebody. you want the Milwaukee people to ship it for you? No, you can't be doing that, because then you have to be measuring state by state. Who has time to do that? By the time you finish deciding, first of all, no, BC, ask yourself this question. Which Congress is going to pass this bill that you are discussing? I'm waiting. Which senators are going to agree for their own state to get less because New York is in the building? Explain to me how you pass that stimulus. You are not serious. Ordinary common, this one that we passed, blood and tears. Even with that, they cut off some people. I'm telling you, that thing will backfire. It will be a problem. It will be a problem. Let me be in the threshold of people who family income all of a sudden is just maybe $2,000 above this threshold, and we miss out on stimulus because we work hard and God bless us with work last year. Now people are going to be punishing us, and our neighbor. This way I feel your pain. I feel your pain more not on state by state, but just on that income level stuff. If your neighbor who has just been chilling at the house and decided that work is for suckers, if he's going to get 1,400, and you who have been putting things together, running a business, and now they say you are too rich to get the 1,400, and you need the 1,400, you need this money. 1,400 for the husband, 1,400 for the wife, 3,000 for your kids above 7 years old. Guy, that's a lot of money. Well, I mean, I don't know, the child credits, maybe they'll still give to people, regardless of income threshold. But either way, 1,400 husband and wife, $2,800, and everybody's acting like it's nothing. You can just cut off people from being eligible, and you think it's nothing. It's ridiculous. We see there's no way to give everybody stimulus where you be breaking 1,400 for New York and then 300 for Milwaukee. They will be on that stimulus bill till next year. Their father. You think any senator wants to go home and tell these people, yeah, we have to give New York 14 because they are struggling? Yeah. Baba, that's what I'm saying. Baba Monday, you go pay me now. Everybody's jubilating about stimulus, and then there's a family somewhere. They say, "Oh, you guys make like $5,000 too much, so you know be getting the money." Well, families like that will set fire to the family that got the 1400. They are starting enmity with this thing. As a matter of fact, the way it is, if you get your 1400, just be quiet. Don't jump up and down your house at all. Just take your money and just pretend like nothing happened. It's cuckoo coming through the bank account. Just pretend like this there. Just do this when you get your money. God help us all, though. Just do that. Don't let anybody good news, because if your neighbor did not qualify and you qualify, my guy, that's fresh beef. That's fresh beef. Oh. And for many of us, even me, I've talked too much already, no? The way I've expressed my joy and satisfaction for this stimulus, I can no longer pretend like, I'm not getting stimulus. That's my problem. I have said too much. Otherwise, I'm just realizing now, I should just be quiet about my stimulus. So, stimul what? Stimul where? Stimul who? But it's all good. At least there's so many people getting it that you forget that me too, I got it. You forget about us. Yo, but I'm telling you, man, this stimulus is good. And I want to say is put some respect on Biden's name. Put some respect on Biden's name. And somebody does well, we must appreciate them. First of all, Joe Biden said that in his first 100 days, he wants to get 100 million shots into arms. My guy, it's 50 days. There have been 75 million shots into arms already. My guy is ahead of schedule. So, President Robinnette, you are doing well. You are doing well. You are doing well. President Robinnette, you are doing well. Don't mind all the haters. Go and jump inside water. Everybody who's hating on Biden, go and jump inside water. Because first of all, I don't want to hear anything from any Trump supporters. You guys have nothing to say. You do well, eh? You have done. Come and go. Go and go and ransack another building. You hear me? I don't want to hear it. Baba, it's true. Trump supporters, go and jump inside another building. You go and do another insurrection. That's all you guys are good for now, right? Biden prepared them. He prepared them. 50 days in office, my guy. He has fulfilled the biggest promise with his stimulus. That's why I didn't do anything. I didn't do any show. I wanted him to sign that bill. As soon as he signed that bill yesterday, I knew I had to do a show, because this is a moment that must be marked in history. Let nobody come and rewrite history for us. Joe Biden fulfilled a major campaign promise yesterday by signing the stimulus, 1.9 trillion. Even with the changes in it, we know how legislation works. That's why I get upset with some people, and they're like, if people are even changing history. When did Joe Biden say that he'll be giving you a fresh $2,000 check? You are greedy. In fact, you are an armed robber. Haba, are we not all here? Were we not all together? The conversation was whether or not the last check in December, $600, was going to be a bigger check of 2,000. And Joe Biden said, let's pass 600. If the Republicans won't let us give them 2,000, let's just do 600. I promise, if I enter, I will do the balance. That's what Biden said. Ole, you guys are thieves. I hear people talking about, didn't he say he was going to give us a fresh 2,000? Why is he giving us 1,400? Thunder fire you. You're a thief and a greedy person. Are you looking at these people, Ken? He did not say he's going to give you a fresh $2,000 check, you. The $2,000 conversation came because Lysol said 2,000. That was before 600 was given out. They were trying to change the 600 to 2,000. And then the Republicans say, for where? Lie. That's where Biden now said, please, just pass the 600. When I get there, we'll do the other balance. The balance was 1,400. Many of us were typing 1,400 already. So where all these liars are coming out saying, didn't he say it was 2,000? Why is he changing it? Like, thunder fire you. Give me the 1,400 now if you're upset. Imagine. Yeah, Robinnette has done well. He has done well. Not only that, this bill has so many other things inside that we did not even know. Secret goodies. No. Robinnette has done well. Let's give the man credit right away. I will not wait. That's the mistake we made with Obama. Obama will do something good. He will move on as if it's normal. when Trump came and showed us the way of how to celebrate small victories, that's when I knew that whenever someone else is there that is doing better, let's shout. That's why Biden says he's taking a tour around the country to tell them about the stimulus bill that he wants to pass, even though it's already 75% popular. The guy wants to convince you more. He wants 80% popularity for his bill. I don't blame him. Trump has shown us that you better celebrate your victories. Otherwise, when they rewrite history, they'll make it look like you did nothing. Look at Obama. Talking as if Obama didn't do anything. As if they are forgotten that 2008 we were crying in a recession when housing markets crashed on our heads. So Biden better make noise. I'm making noise for Biden now. Kudos to President Robinnette. Well done, sir. Well done, sir. On the COVID, dispersals and and dissemination of COVID vaccines. Well done, sir. On this particular bill, well done, sir. And many people want to criticize you for other things. If your dog is biting people, that's all right. Your dog is biting people, that's all right. At least the person that the dog is biting is not complaining. And you have sent the dog back to Delaware. Matter is closed. Kudos to Jen Psaki, the White House communications lady. She has been doing excellently well. In fact, you are doing superbly well. Miss Psaki, you are doing well. Are you sure you are not from that name, Shaki? Is just familiar to me as a Nigerian, but let's leave that one. You are doing well. You are doing well. A press secretary in the White House giving press conference, and you are not hearing lies. We're not hearing lie upon lie. You are not using your eyelashes to deceive the nation. I am impressed. You are doing well. Jen Psaki, you are doing well. As a matter of fact, you are even treating the reporters with respect. Even the Ducey from Fox News, whose job is to come and undermine you people, which we understand. It's fair game. It's fair game. I'm not even mad at that because people are always there to do that. During Donald Trump, there were reporters that were there to show him pepper. So it's fine. That I like that. That will keep you on your toes. Yes. Jen Psaki is from Shaki. So you are doing well, Miss Psaki. You are doing well. You are answering questions. The one you don't know, you tell them. I will tell you later. You are doing well. All of you are doing well. And when you do wrong, we will tell you too. Because right now, immigration, you have to fix it. They say you are putting children in cages. Now, you have made some explanation to tell us it's not the same cage, and you are not doing it as a separation of the parents. These are unaccompanied minor. I hear you, but listen to me. Fast. Resolve the matter. Thank you. Resolve the matter. Because if you behave like a Trump, you will be treated like a Trump. Resolve the matter. But otherwise, Baba Monday, no alternative facts. So far, no alternative facts. You see, we're all using the same facts. I'm impressed. Oh, in fact, you are doing well. You are doing well. Robinnette, you are doing well. Thunder fire them. You are doing well. I'm today is a Trump-free conversation. I don't have time to go into what's happening because the feds are closing in on that guy. I don't know what will happen because I still don't think that America is ready to see one of its former presidents go to jail, right? But things are happening. Things are happening. And I love the fact that the GOP is completely dying and imploding. I love that. I love that. There's no more controversy. There's one political party in this country right now that's working. The other one is in the middle of a meltdown and is malfunctioning. Personally, I'm okay with it because when they embraced the devil, they should have known that their whole setup will scatter. When they embraced Donald Trump, this is the only outcome. Anything Donald Trump touch will die. It will either go bankrupt, it will get arrested, it will get convicted, or it will just dissolve. So GOP, good luck. You have embraced this devil. Enjoy yourself. Yo, this your boy JFK. Is a quick one tonight. You guys are to help me share this video. Let people see, we're trying to see what we can do to make this thing even more real. Appreciation go out to Mr. Monday. I didn't be hanging out with me all night. I appreciate you, sir. I appreciate you. VC, my guy, always. I know that you would have been upset looking at the fact that I have not done video. I said I must do something tonight. Thank you, VC, for the support, man. A shout out to Tunde Moshibi in the UK. He got me through that first section. Ramon is in the building. Ramon, have fun now. Hey, I don't know where Ramon is now. Ramon be traveling, man. They're enjoying too much, even in COVID. Yeah, even in COVID. I don't trust you. You are probably in Cancun somewhere. They're probably in Cancun somewhere. Yes, so what's up? It's my people. Yeah, so I'm so glad. Yeah, look, I can't say too much, but Oluwatose Odutola Akibinu is in the building, and that makes me so happy tonight. Like you have time for me tonight. I'm happy. How are my people now? Hey, don't worry, they will lift all this ban. Eventually we must do tour and see our people. Hey, I didn't even see Dr. Badu's comment. Hey, my doctor's in the building. When people show you who they are, believe them the first time. Like my Angelo said. Yeah. But our experience are not the ones that made a statement about Archie. Yeah, I know. But is this general atmosphere of trying to come out here and pretend like the real family is a family that doesn't know anything about racism? Are you mad? Are you out of your cotton picking mind? Yes, so Texas. My people are in Texas, man. Thank God. Hope you guys have light now. Hey, Texas. How can you come from Nigeria and then never be taking your light in Texas? The devil is a liar. Yeah, man. It's amazing. This 2020 and 2021 will go down in history for many things. Hey, we have seen some things this year. Yeah, man. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy GFK. I'm going to let you go. It's been a long night. I know. Please go to bed, have fun. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. And I'll catch you next time. We'll do our flyer early so people can be ready. I know a lot of people will be catching this by surprise, but please share the video if you like it, and I'll hopefully get some people interested. All right, it's your boy GFK. Have a good night.